Hi everyone, my name's Scott
And I'm Sarah.
and we're from ColourSpace. This is another episode of Take 5 with Art where we pause a moment from the daily grind of work and just stop and look at a piece of artwork. In today's episode, we're looking at Pinecone Study by Melbourne artist, but originally from Russia, Mariya Rovenko. So, Pinecone Study. What is a study? What exactly is a study?
Okay, so to put it simply, a study is, I suppose, a learning drawing. So when an artist is focusing on a theme or a new subject matter, they'll create some studies while they practice drawing that thing and they sort of perfect their skills. So it sometimes means that the artist might go on to create another finished artwork after they've done the studies. But basically it's one of the first initial drawings that they've done while they're learning that subject matter. They're learning how to draw it or paint it or whatever.
And that makes sense because I've seen in the past when you go to a museum or a gallery and they say this is a study by a famous artist, and it just looks like a little sketching, you know. And because study, you think, oh, it's something that's in studious. You've put something into it that it just seemed like it was a weird, rough, drawing. And the opposite is true here because what Mariya has created is this fabulously detailed sort of drawing of a cross section of a pine cone. It's almost like a photograph.
Yeah, it's not rushed at all. It is so perfectly executed.
And what's more, this was pen on paper.
Yeah.
Right. So that means no mistakes. Like this, she had almost like one shot to make this work.
Yeah, it's incredible. It reminds me of the old scientific drawings. As animals were discovered, new plants, new species, they were always documented by artists. So the artist was the original camera, and here you can, see an amazing example.
That's right. This is like Mariya is the camera.
Yeah.
Like she's created a work that is far beyond the typical realms of what I guess you would call like an early sketching. It's something that's really detailed.
Often art is about being, really expressive, and there's abstract marks, and it's about expressing a feeling. And there's a real sort of coldness to this, the cut down the center of the pine cone, the way that they've been placed right next to each other. It's perfectly symmetrical, it's perfectly balanced. But then you learn that this has been drawn by hand on paper. So there's a real human touch to it, but still sort of mechanical edge as well.
There's nothing that is out of line and that is out of step. Everything is very controlled, and I think that that's what makes this piece such a captivating one. In this series, in Take 5, we've often looked at a lot of abstract art. We've looked at a lot of paintings where it is very open, it is imprecise, deliberate perhaps, but not to this level. And in some ways, this is actually quite refreshing to look at something like this that's gone on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, where it's kind of like, no, there is nothing that is out of line and that is out of step. Everything is very controlled, and I think that that's what makes this piece such a captivating one. Again, if we talk like sort of startup land and business world a little bit, sometimes it's be quick, be rushed, just fail cheap, fail quick, and all that sort of stuff, where it's kind of like get things out the door. But here we see a result of what can happen if you really kind of slow down, focus on something, do something well, and that can still continue to captivate. And I just think that's really interesting. And so with that, we'd love to know what you think. Do you like this piece? I hope you've also enjoyed taking a moment to look at this piece of artwork. And now, get back to work.